Now, I don't have a whole view of it yet, so until I get actual approval, what I share with you with victims of abuse and survivors, and oftentimes there's not really verbal skills to show you guys, like just by their drawings, just by their pictures, just by the experiences, what some children go through when it comes to survivor issues and abuse. Um, Let me just say this: without going into too much detail, um, the flower, the wall, the suitcases, the princess, the movie Frozen that sticks out for me, and also the whale. Um, when you have little kids that have like talents and gifts, it's only through the art. And I can tell from the kids that we deal with the kind of abuse we went through. And somebody hurt us on the chair, and somebody hurt us on the table, and these kids are been hurt before, and the chest issue. So when I talk to you about kids, and when we go through stuff at play therapy, it has to be done through observation with a therapist and doctor. So we're not going to go into too much detail, but I will share with you a lot of times what kids go through. When the alarms are going off, things are happening around you, and the hair issue, the corner, some things that went on, the chest, the planter, the peanuts, mm, mm. So why we get prayer blankets, why we talk about what happened, and why when we color and draw pictures, a lot of times the doctors will look over some of the things in therapy. And when you have kids don't just yell and freak out unless there's something really going on. So I bought a few books, and there's some books that I've never really done anything like that as far as like coloring. Like these books are more like sick in bed. They're like how to get better. When you're not feeling good, and when the kids point to things, it's basically all I have to do is point, and then we have whiteboards so the kids can, if they're not able to speak, um, they have like, you know, basically what's going on with the nurse on duty. Um, when we were in the hospital, the kids were little, and it was the first time we've ever really had a really traumatic event like that. So they get what happened with the doll, and how really, yeah, the suitcase, the shelf, the feet and the legs. That's what happened to our brother, our cousin, and relative. Meaning, yeah, when he was in the hospital, his legs are limp. And when we're talking about what we went through at St. Elizabeth and the Life Flight and Draws for Life, there's a lot of things going on with our family, especially because the little kids are. You're talking about little kids, yeah. When they saw their brother and some of the shock issues, and a lot of times kids get afraid. So explaining things to the kids and like explaining things over a period of time. Gradually, though, the planter issue is because of the plant. Um, there were things going on before the car accident that I know now a little bit better, but no one predicted that day. And as we're coming upon this anniversary period, more or less like birthdays and holidays, especially because of what went through, it's now starting to surface about the car accident and getting into recovery and therapy and some other things that are going on. When I was up in Erie, I noticed some things that stuck out for me, and why we're getting the Courage to Heal book, and why we're getting back into family resources and therapy. The kids have to be in therapy because their brother you know, was in a car accident, and obviously when we have a lot of issues with the roof. And, there was a roof accident a couple years prior to that. So this is where we're at with therapy. This is where we're at, and when they go through the intake, we're going to get back into what we need to do. We're going to have a home care therapist, and we're going to get back with him instead, and we're going to get back into the routine. Because gradually, as we work our way back into independent living again, that the goal is full, like they have to be fully functional to go into independent living. Okay. So there it is. Okay. Uh huh. That's how bad it was. It was that evil, and the dripping, and the faucets, and the pipes, and things. Yeah. We need to be in a we need to be in a group home or a program where they can monitor the kids for a while. That's how bad it was. That's how evil it was. That's how evil he was with them. For what we went through. And Monica and the kids are all correct. Everybody that said anything, you're correct. You're right on.